What's up YouTube, it's Razor. So, an insane new card got released on Ygopro known as Sears Passbook. And this is my Magical Musketeer Passbook deck. I'll go over this card a little bit later, but let's go ahead and jump into the deck. So we got 3 Shooter the Kid, 3 Doc, 3 Casper, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Eater of Millions, 3 Ties of the Brethren, 1 Upstart, 1 Monster Reborn, triple Pod Duality, double Called by the Grave, triple of the Sears Passbook, triple Cross Domination, triple Infinite Transience, triple Desperado, and triple Last Stand. And the extra deck is mainly Eater of Millions fodder, but some of the good ones are Hyperstar, because it powers up your Magical Musketeers. So you could potentially go into this, and that'd be pretty good. And I was going to run Photon Sanctuary, because that is a 1-card Hyperstar. And it would be also good in this deck because you could use it underneath like a Casper and then get a search. But I decided not to use that because it clashes with Ties of the Brethren, and it also clashes with Pod Duality as well. So no Photon Sanctuary. I may make another Magical Musketeer deck in the future and use this card though, but for now I'm not going to use it. So the new card, it says banish 3 cards from the top of your deck face down during your 3rd standby phase. After this card's activation, add those 3 cards to your hand, and you can only activate once per turn. So you got to wait 3 turns, but then you get to draw 3. So pretty insane card. It's mainly going to be used in troll decks, but you can also use it in slow decks like Magical Musketeers. And on top of that, you can use it underneath Casper, underneath Doc, or underneath Shooter the Kid and get their effects as well. So that's the main combo of the deck. So even though you got to wait to get the 3 cards, you can still get a search with Casper. You can get back a card from the grave with Doc, or you could draw 2 with Shooter the Kid. So it pairs really well with the Magical Musketeers. Called by the Grave's good in Magical Musketeers as well because the deck loses to Ash Blossom really badly. You go for your Ties of the Brethren, you pay 2,000 life points, and they Ash Blossom you, and then you cry. But then if you have Called by the Grave, you say no to that Ash Blossom. So this should be a staple in your Magical Musketeer decks. I never ran it before because it wasn't out before. So I run it now. It's definitely worth running. And then Infinite Transience can be used if your opponent goes first and they activate a monster effect. You can use this straight from your hand, which is very nice. On top of that, you can also set it under a Magical Musketeer, and then during your opponent's turn, activate it, and you'll be able to get a search, get a card back, or draw 2. So that's a pretty nice card in Magical Musketeers. No Pod Desires because I'm already... see. Pot of Desires. I was going to run it too, but nah. I'm already banishing cards with this. I don't want to banish anymore. And if you banish a lot of your spell and traps, you could potentially not be able to win the duel. So it's actually not that great in Magical Musketeers, actually. It seems like it's good, but it's not really. because I've actually ran out of resources before because of this card. So, and Magical Musketeers are pretty slow. It takes a while to win the duel, so Pod Desires can be a hindrance for the deck. So, but it is really good with Casper because you get to draw 2 plus you get a search. So it's good, but it's not worth running in my opinion. Not in this build anyway. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, Pyro Clock of Destiny. It does not work with Sears Passbook. I thought it did, but it does not. I thought I was for sure it did work, but I checked the card rulings and it does not work. So it's unfortunate. So I do not run this card. It moves the turn count up by 1, but that doesn't count for cards like Gold Sarcophagus and Passbook. So I don't run that. But that's pretty much it for the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now. And you can watch the duels. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Later.